Hey everyone, it's WiNGSPANTT, the fourth best commentator on YouTube, and today I want to show you something completely different. We're going to be playing Wolfpack mode on difficult setting, completely solo. Now I know Wolfpack is typically a team mode, you play with your friends, you play with random people, but you know, if you play this with friends, you're a chump. It's easier to do it yourself, you can control the situation better, and hey, who has real life friends? That means you have to be a likable human being that other people would want to spend time with. There's all kinds of reasons though you'd want to play Wolfpack solo. The first of which though is getting lots of experience. So when you complete Wolfpack, typically if you've done a good job, you'll get, I don't know, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 EXP. And if you have your daily bonus, which doubles the amount of experience you get, you can walk away with a lot of experience points. The second thing is you can get lots of challenges. So for instance, I picked the Wayfarer here because there's a special challenge just for playing the Wayfarer in Wolfpack, which is not, you know, that I wouldn't call it a challenge. You get 1,000 extra EXP for that. You get EXP for playing certain maps. You get EXP for using certain abilities. And you can bring all kinds of abilities that you would normally never use in a real game, like for instance Money Bomb here, into Wolfpack, so you can work on those challenges too. So for instance, there's challenges like, you know, use Money Bomb to reveal your target, blah blah blah, use Time Phase before you kill your target. I mean, I'm not saying that you would never use these, but maybe whatever of the abilities you don't use, those are the ones you want to bring into Wolfpack. I also want to make this video to see if I can just blabber on for 20 minutes while coming up with things to talk about. And you know what, if you haven't played the Discovery mode, if you're new to Wolfpack, I highly recommend you play Discovery mode, just because it's super easy if you're good. You get an achievement for beating all 8 levels of Discovery mode, and you learn what the basic gist of Wolfpack is. So here I'm basically moving around, I'm acquiring my targets, I'm running when they're out of sight, I'm walking when they're in sight, I'm getting very high, I'm doing a very bad job of locking onto this guy, by the way, and I do actually have to go into the options and turn off the smart lock system. The other thing I'm doing is I'm keeping a lot of track. In the upper left hand corner you'll see the optional objectives. So for instance, right now you get 350 extra points if you get a focus and a hidden bonus. You'll get extra 350 points if you get an acrobatic kill. So I'm trying to do these things while I go along here. I kind of failed on the focus there, but these things will allow you to get a lot more score. Oh, another thing you can boost, by the way, in addition to abilities, is your kill streak. So while kill streaks typically can give you a score, and I recommend just taking the plus 550 kill streak if you have it, you should know that there are challenges like activate Animus Hack, activate all the other kill streaks, basically all of them. So you can just throw on a kill streak here, and because of the fact that these guys very rarely fight back, even on the higher difficulty levels, it's pretty easy to just activate kill streaks. So if you want to do well in this, you want to pay attention to what the optional objectives are. So here we see acrobatic kill or use an ability. And here I have an opportunity to get an acrobatic. I'm going to run across while I still have the lock, drop down here. He's going to start getting suspicious, but does not matter because I can get the full focus for 150, the acrobatic 350, the multiplier times 1.5 plus the 450 point kill. This is really a good kill there, 1175. Here we have the chest capture section where you have to protect these 2 chests. And here we have the optional objectives: use a focus and acrobatic or use an ability. Use an ability being easier on point B, the focus and acrobatic being easier on point A here, and just walking around seeing what's going on. Alright, so this guy's here, and because I can get the focus and acrobatic, I'm just going to climb up here and pretty much just go for it. And by the way, your focus still builds even when you're blinded. So you see there, I had the full focus even though I couldn't see anything. You just can't actually see how much focus you have, but it turned out I had a lot. Plus 500 points there. I recommend, as far as abilities goes, like I said before, you want to bring in abilities you don't typically use because it'll give you the option to kind of work on your challenges. But I would recommend at least one ability that reveals people, okay? And then one ability, I don't know, just some other ability. As far as your range ability goes, I highly recommend either the hitting gun or the poison dart. And the reason is because there is a challenge, not a challenge, but there's an optional thing that comes up during Wolfpack that says kill a target with a ranged weapon. And you can't kill a target with throwing knives, you can't kill a target with any of the other things, sabotage or all that stuff. So you pretty much want to bring something you can actually kill a target with, or you're going to have an optional thing at the top that you can never ever complete. Here you'll see I'm just trying to move in a position where I can come in, have them not get too suspicious, move into his group. As long as you're walking behind them though, they typically don't get too suspicious. The options here are activate a kill streak, use an ability before killing your target. I don't actually remember if I do it. I activate the, I get both of them really. I use my coins and then immediately kill them, and if you do that fast enough, it counts. It counts. Using the money bomb Money Bomb, by the way, being one of the worst abilities in Assassin's Creed here. I'm killing this guy because you use a ranged weapon to kill your target plus 500 points. Get a variety bonus. Getting a variety, of course, getting a mixture of things like focus, hidden, chain, acrobatic. There's a whole bunch of them. Anyway, you just need to get 4 of them. And if you're doing good in this, you should be able to get variety. If you're getting the optional things at the top, you should at some point get variety during this. But typically, the whole silent, blended, full, perfect approach, focus, that whole thing usually works pretty well. You get easily kills worth 900, 1,000 points. Hitting kill, variety bonus. I actually kind of like Wolfpack in general. It's a nice distraction. It's a good way to practice. I mean, you're not going to practice against really good players, but practice things like being patient, like how to build your meter, how long it takes to build a meter, and you don't have a lot of distractions. So one thing that you should practice in Wolfpack is paying attention to, for instance, audio and video cues. You'll notice when you have no distractions that the game actually gives you lots of signals, little blips and bleeps, and little lock-on sounds, and sounds that you may not notice. It makes a sound when you get a perfect approach, ding, like that. And here, by the way, at the lock, you always want to make sure, and I kind of fucked it up here because I actually went to use an ability, but you always want to make sure that you have a perfect approach before you go in when you're doing a solo, because unlike in multiple, there's multiple players, it doesn't wait for you, right? It doesn't wait because there's no one else to wait for. Here, I'm going to get my acrobatic kill, plus 200. There's no one to wait for, so as soon as you get in range with a lock, it's going to activate the sync kill. So you want to have the perfect approach, so you want to have as much time as possible to kind of have that approach. And this guy here, I can get focus or variety, blah, 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 blah. And when you're working on variety, it's kind of like, oh, well, did I do a focus yet? You're pretty much always going to have a focus to hit in. Sometimes things like acrobatic, bench, ledge grabs, pretty much not going to happen on most maps. And also, if you want to keep track of which maps you need to do, just go into the challenges list. See what maps there are, see what maps you haven't played as, what personalities, what personas you have not played as yet. And there's these 2 of these guys. I think I might have actually messed this up. I went to use the coins to scare one of the guys, but then I killed the decoy. So I kind of messed up. And this guy here threw on a disguise while activating the decoy. But hey, we all make mistakes. I'm pretty much just breezing through this. And keep in mind, the whole getting the double EXP thing, for the first 20 minutes every day, you get double experience on all your game sessions, and that includes Wolfpack. So if you can do Wolfpack in fewer than 20 minutes, I'm not even sure if it includes just matches that you started, if you have to actually complete them in 20 minutes, but typically you can complete them within 20 minutes. If you are taking a long time, I guess go the easier difficulty setting. If you can't beat normal Wolfpack in easy difficulty setting, you just got to practice, alright? It is very doable. You can do it in like 10 minutes. And typically I even take, okay, well, I usually take 15 minutes, but I'm going for a lot of score and stuff like that, knowing that I'm going to finish in 10 minutes. This guy here. And, doo-doo. Variety completed. I'm not even sure what I got there to get the variety. If it was just because I did the acrobatic, or did it count as a chain? It's because it counts as a chain because I killed 2 guys really fast. And this is always a good section where you can do stuff like get focus hidden, focus bonus. This guy's just going away. And don't worry at all about the chests, by the way. Like, as long as the chests don't actually run out, like, you'll be fine. It's more important to get high quality kills because you need to end the sequence as fast as possible. Getting kills that are worth like 1,200, 1,500 points, things like that. Very, very valuable. If you want to bring in poison, that's great, but typically I do not recommend poison unless you're working on poison-based challenges like Apothecary. The problem is that poison just takes too long. You really need to move on. The added score it gives you is not that great. It's much better to bring some skill that you're just never ever going to be able to get the challenge for. Like, for instance, you can bring Tripwire Bomb and throw it at guys that are standing still. Because Tripwire Bomb, there's some kind of challenge like, use Tripwire Bomb and kill one of your targets. Well, in real life, in most modes, that is not going to work. You could probably get that in like Domination or Artifact Assault. But in free-for-all modes or even in like Manhunt and stuff like that, it's just much, much, much harder to get any kind of kill with Tripwire Bomb. And this guy now, this fool is going to just come up to me here. He's going to get a smoke bomb. I could just shoot him, but I'm actually going to run out of it. And if you don't know how to play Infection, basically the idea is you need to go up to these little swords, and you cannot kill your targets until you get the swords. That's what activates it. If you run out of swords, then you fail the Infection suppression. Or the people can basically stun you if you're trying to approach them without the swords, or even with the swords, they will go out of their way to stun you. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. But it's pretty easy. Just like get right in a position, lock someone, get the sword, and then run in. Here, focus plus acrobatic. I don't remember if I actually got this correctly or not. And no, I'm not playing this live. I do not have the heart to commentate 20 minutes live ahead of time without knowing if the footage is going to be good. That is just not acceptable. And at this point, I was just like fucking pissed. Like, I mean, kill this guy. By the way, in the optional objectives, a common one here for 350 points, use an ability before killing your target. It says use an ability, but there's actually, it can't just be any ability. Like, you cannot, you saw that I used the pistol, it didn't count. Okay, focus plus acrobatic, by the way. Great opportunity for this here. And yes, the half focus counts. But certain abilities don't count. So time phase doesn't count. Using the gun doesn't count. So I'm pretty sure it's just abilities like disguise or glimmer, or using abilities like money bomb or firecrackers. There's just certain abilities that do not count, and it's just good to know that. And here I dropped the coins to try to prevent this guy from stunning me. I didn't really have a better way to do it. I guess I could have done it from the hay bale, but that's one of those things where if you actually had teammates, that would be a lot easier. Or of course, if you had smoke bomb or tripwire bomb, or even firecrackers, your NPCs will not attempt to stun you while they're blinded. So if you use firecrackers as disruption or something like that, you can do it. But of course, like I said before, disruption has the downside of you will not be able to get one of the optional objectives. Here, these guys are just hanging out, and I was just trying to for a second make sure I know what the hell is going on. But this is pretty straightforward. Again, just getting the focus. And I don't know if this guy gets the stun on me. Yep, he does. It's possible if I use time phase that he wouldn't have done it, or I could have just waited for the gun, or thrown the money bomb down in a way that would block these guys by the NPCs. Trying to actually use money bomb in a constructive way. But money bomb's terrible. It's probably the worst ability in the game. Like, everything money bomb does, another ability does better. Like, oh, well, it reveals your targets. Well, morph does the same thing, except it doesn't warn the person ahead of time by throwing change all over the ground. Firecrackers does the same thing, except it also blinds your target so they can't run from you without doing idiotic things like running into walls. Wipe reveals your targets but also prevents them from using abilities, and it has a better range. So really, money bomb is terrible. You should never use money bomb. The whole money bomb also blocks people from far away. The money bomb can block your pursuers and make it hard for them to chase you. I have never had that work ever. Like, ever in the history of Assassin's Creed of money bomb, being Assassin's Creed, have I ever had it work. And now this idiot's gonna just walk right back at me. Boom! I'll just get it. You'll just see your challenges just stacking up. You'll be getting challenges for hidden bonuses, you'll be getting challenges for using certain abilities, you'll be racking up challenges for your approaches, for your timing. It's really a great place to just earn all kinds of challenges, like challenges that you do not deserve. And here, I keep forgetting that you can't use an ability if you're trying to get the sync kill. Does not matter. Proceeding straight to sequence 24. So I hope if you're watching it and you are not good, if you're not good at Wolfpack, or you're relatively new to Assassin's Creed, and you don't understand what I'm doing, just pay attention. Like, primarily what I'm doing, the whole thing with Wolfpack is I'm running to my next target as long as I don't have line of sight as indicated by my radar and the character portrait, and since they're not illuminated. As soon as I get into line of sight, I start walking, okay, instead of running, so that I start building my meter more slowly. I typically move in when I have full approach meter, when I have complete perfect 450 point approach. Then I get into either an acrobatic or hidden position, and then execute when I have a full focus. And typically those kills are easily going to be worth 900 points plus the focus plus some kind of, they're all going to be worth like 1100, 1200 points. And that easily, in most situations, will allow you to complete a whole segment at once. Get a variety bonus, kill a locked target. This is easy peasy. And by the way, once you fill the entire both 500 point optional objectives, it resets back to 200 point objectives. So you go back to them. You don't get like 1,000 point objectives or anything like that, but you can easily rack up points, especially if you have your kill streak for the plus 550 or plus 250 point kill streak. By the way, the other kill streaks, like I said, you can use them to get challenges, but they are completely pointless. So, like, getting Animus Hack in this is pointless. You don't want Animus Hack. Animus Hack takes so many kills to get. You're never going to activate Animus Hack in any situation that's actually useful. Here, this guy, 350, full focus. Just get it. And I believe now it shows your variety being counted. I've never noticed that before. Directly over your approach meter, there's actually a little thing. And in here I was like trying to actually, I believe that's at the point in the video where I also realized that this is true. When you're getting variety, there's a little counter over your approach meter that shows you how far ahead you are in variety. So you see there, it's got 2 of the 4 squares filled up. So I guess I need 2 other kinds of variety. Now, of course, it doesn't tell you what kind of variety you need, but it gives you a sense of how far along you are. Variety's only worth 400 points, though, of course, so don't worry about it too much. It's not like make or break, and I just didn't feel like running that guy down. Pistol him, execute him, shot in the back, like the jerk that he is. And in general, I just had no respect for people who want to run around. Like, you want to run around, that's fine. That's actually, it's not like I don't respect it. All I'm saying is if you want to run around, you can expect that I'm going to shoot you. And if you have a problem with that, then just don't run around. If you don't have a problem with that, then you can expect that you will occasionally be killed for 200 points. That guy was a decoy. I was actually not going to fall for that. This guy, being one of the full guys, gets 450 point kill, nothing fancy, and then run this guy down. If you find that you're running after your targets too much in Wolfpack, that means that your approach is really bad. That means you need to approach it from the back, you need to approach in low profile using only normal or fast walk, or you need to approach from angles that do not have line of sight using obstructions or buildings to approach them. So here again, real slow. I'm approaching right from the front of this guy, so he's gonna know it's me. Typically, also by the way, if you move into a blend group, they like immediately lose suspicion of you, but it doesn't always work, especially if you're approaching from the front. When you see infection, by the way, and when you see chest capture, you want to immediately start looking around because there's only certain parts of the map where that happens. So you want to start moving towards those section of maps so you don't waste time because there is a time bonus. And of course, if you run out of time, you lose Wolfpack. You lose Wolfpack. And by the way, IT security. No, not IT security. That's just one of my friends who came online there. Captain Decoy had said, "Oh, Wingspan, why don't you post yourself playing Wolfpack solo?" I'm pretty sure he was joking, but I wanted to call his bluff on it. So I decided, all right, yeah, I'll do it. I'll play Wolfpack solo. And I do play Wolfpack solo once a day so I can get that sweet, sweet experience, which you will see at the end of this video. As I now reach, which one am I at this year? I think I'm in the high 20s, like 28 or so by now. It's pretty easy. And this is, I'm kind of actually disappointed because like, oh, well now you're going to play on hard mode. I'm on 27. Hard mode is just normal mode, except there's more rounds, and I think that people get suspicious slightly longer. This guy runs over to me as if he's going to kill me from down there. They're not going to really chase you. They're not going to get easy stuns. When you do stupid things, or when you're outnumbered 2 or 3 to 1, yes, they'll get stuns on you. But otherwise, it's not a big deal. And here's an opportunity. So this guy's not in a blend group. I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, earn a perfect approach, that's easy. Get an acrobatic kill, also easy. This guy's got the little meter on, as if I would possibly be fooled by him, even though I just saw him move in this blend group. Oh, okay, here's an opportunity where I can see who's the correct guy. So there's 2 guys here, and as you saw, the guy on the right, I had perfect line of sight at him, and he didn't trigger my meter. And also you can see the radar. You know, people always notice the radar gets bigger when you're closer to other guys. But and here I kind of messed up. I messed up the lock. They got the time phase on me. But I did actually know that the guy who's running away now was my target, because the radar still tilts towards the actual target. So you want to look at where's the center of the radar, okay, and try to see who it points to. Because even at relatively close ranges, even though the radar looks ambiguous, it still will give the person away as long as they're not immediately touching each other. If 2 people are like immediately touching, they're making out in a blend group or something like that, there's really nothing you can do about it. I could have gotten an acrobatic kill here, but I decided the focus plus hidden was worth more points. Moving in sequence 29 and getting the golden variety bonus, which was worth a whole shit ton of experience points. And here, again, you can see the radar is clearly pointing more to the left. If you drew a straight line down the middle of the radar, it'd be pointing to that guy over there. So here I'm going to get my acrobatic kill. I'm going to move into the exact same position as before. If you hold B while you watch a ledge, you'll fall off it. So that's something else I've never mentioned before. When you get to a ledge, if you just hold forward, your character leans over it and looks over it. If you hold A, okay, and I'm talking about Xbox controls here. If you hold fast walk when you get to a ledge, your character will simply walk off it casually. If you hold B, which is the palm slow motion, your hand motion when you watch the edge, your character will grip the edge and go into an acrobatic position. And if you hold high profile, which is right trigger on Xbox, your character will leap off the ledge. So it's actually important to know all that. When you get to a ledge, to have that kind of control. Do I want to just look over the ledge? Do I want to walk off the edge? Do I want to hang off the edge? Or do I want to jump off the edge? And again, and it actually looks like the game AI kind of just favors taking that position over there. So maybe it's not even fair before using ability, focus plus acrobatic. I guess I can go with a focus plus acrobatic, since that's what I would just be doing anyway for lots of points. And here you see you have the 450 points, plus the 150 from the focus, plus the 1.5 times the multiplier. Really great. Sequence 30 is going to be wrapping it up. And I know I'm not joking my way through this. There's really not a lot of jokes to say. I'm not beating other people. I don't have any snide, witty comments to just run down the egos of the NPCs. So really here it's just all about, I don't know, just teaching you how to do Wolfpack. And this is easy, easy peasy. I don't even care about my approach bonus because this is just going to end it. Level 30. I hate the Wayfarer, by the way. I think he's a really boring character. He reminds me of Kung Lao from Assassin's Creed 3. And I guess Kung Lao also had a cameo in Mortal Kombat, but he was primarily from Assassin's Creed 3 multiplayer. And I just never liked Kung Lao. I just didn't think he had a lot of personality. That whole mysterious hat thing. Alright, so now, watch, here's what we're going to do. So I get my time bonus, and I also get the challenge from completing this on this particular map. No, or with the Wayfarer. Maybe it's both of them. I don't remember. Here's 61,565 points, all mine. 30 out of 30 sequences, 19 minutes, 29 seconds, just in time to earn my double EXP. So I don't actually know if I had gone over 20 minutes if it would count. But luckily I didn't, and I could have moved things along too. In some places I just waited way longer than I had to, especially the sync kill sections. It doesn't really matter. It does not really matter. Average kill score, you know, blah blah blah. It's all from bragging rights. All right, so let's look at how I did, so you get an idea of how much experience. So I got the gold accolades, and you typically get a lot of money, Abstergo creds from this stuff too. It's common to get 100, 200 Abstergo creds, just because you're gonna get all the accolades because you're only a person. You're gonna get your daily boost doubled. So here we go. I started at Prestige 2, level 10, and there I got 12,000 experience. Okay, we're gonna go straight to level 12. So we got level 10, 11, 12. Up to 13. Alright, fine. Great. Then I got 3,000 for my variety bonuses. I got the silver bonus there, it looked like. Moving up here, 3,000. Then I also got the gold bonus, another 3,300. And the 1,000 for using the Wayfarer straight up to level 14. This is wonderful. This is wonderful, by the way. So that's great. But then it turns out I get my daily boost, another 12,000 experience, moving up to level 15. And now the timer's actually running up and straight up to level 16. And I believe that's it. So I actually went up 6 levels and got 32,000 EXP and like 200 Abstergo creds. So everyone, I'm WiNGSPANTT from TapTrickTactics.com. I hope you appreciate this. I hope you see how to play Wolfpack, how useful it could be, even if you're a good player, for any experience. I hope you'll come back next time. And until then, cheers.